person who doesn't know how New York City works, we have a medallion process, right? Which means there's a certain number of medallions, which means if you have a medallion, you're authorized to be a yellow taxi in New York City. Or a green one. They added the green because they care about us. Yeah. So they added green because they love us. So you have to have that medallion, right? So that medallion itself has value, right? You get it from the state or from the city, and then you sell to others. So the people who own the medallions aren't the drivers. They're people who've bought a bunch of medallions and now sell them on the market.
Yeah, like hedge funds.
That's correct. That's all they are. Yes.
Yeah.
The driver is an immigrant family. That now it's so bad, and if you've ever talked to them, and I do because I take cabs, I talk to them, you'll find often it's two brothers or two cousins, and they drive the car for 22 hours because it's the only way they can afford it. One takes an 11-hour shift, an hour off, 11-hour shift, hour off, 11-hour shift, on and on and on. They do two 11-hour shifts. And the car runs 22 hours a day, 7 days a week. They don't stop running it. It's the only way they can make money. And they still are committing suicide at record rates. The medallion process that's run by the government is literally simply a war on immigrant families. It's a way to punish immigrant families. Every single time they try to make it better, all they do is hurt. It's the wrong answer. So again, if I decide to make a license for hair braiding, let's be clear, people always think the same thing. Larry, if there's no license, then people will die or whatever. No, you can still have standards. I have nothing against government from saying, I believe that if you're going to braid hair, you should have these standards. And if you don't have these standards, you don't get government stamp X. Okay, no worries. Totally fine with that. Now, I can choose to get those standards if I want to and get the government stamp or not. The only difference is when I open up my hair braiding store or front or whatever that is, I simply say, not authorized by federal government. You see that in health food stores every single day, right? Health food stores, natural food stores, not FDA approved. No worries. Now what happens? The consumer decides if it matters or not. I'm not saying you can't have standards. Have them. And if you're someone who goes, I'm going no place that the government doesn't authorize, good for you. There will be people who will have government authorized stamps. Go there. No worries. But why are you stopping me from going to someone else to support my local community? Why are you helping me from supporting someone who I think is good or better? Why are you stopping someone who is poor from trying to raise themselves up? Don't stop them. If you want to go to someplace, go. It creates two options, right? Monopoly is bad. People would agree. Government's monopoly. Government's bad too. So how about instead you keep the standard and create a second or third standard? And now more people can have better standards. And what happens is one of two things. Government standard gets better or goes away. Both are the right answer.
Crony capitalism is the collusion between monopoly government and business insiders that have enough juice and maybe they paid enough cash to get that monopoly. That's where monopoly in business comes from.
Well, often they also do oligarchies or duopolies, so it seems like it's not a monopoly.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. We'll have two big guys instead of one, and then we'll agree to where we're going to go, and now it's a cartel system. So it's not a monopoly because it's two of us. You get the East Coast, I get the West Coast. We're two different crime families.